Cameron over at Ultralight Outdoors tagged Craig and I in a video about 2 months ago, I'm embarrassed to say. And it was entitled, My Absolute Lightest Big Three. So here lately, it's been hard to get Craig and I together when we have time to do this video. So I'm going to do it for you right now. So to start off, our go-to tent, so we're not going to do our total lightest three. I'm going to give you the breakdown on what we normally take almost every time we backpack. So the first item is going to be the tent. This is a Marmot Tungsten UL 3-person tent. It weighs in at 4.5 pounds. And we absolutely love this tent. It has 2 doors, one on each side, so we both have an entry point. Has lots of space. I'll have to look at the dimensions for the floor, but this has more room in the floor area than several other tents that we have that are 3-person, and it has a lot more headroom. We like this one also because it is mesh mostly without the rain fly, and that allows for a lot more ventilation. And being in Texas, we do get cold weather, but in general we need some breeze because we have more warm weather than we do cool weather. So we like that. The other main thing we like is, if you'll notice up here on the top, let me open, it has this storage area right here that is perfect for putting all your extra essentials. Then it also has the pockets in the corners, in the head end corners. So we have that for storage, and it's just a very, very roomy and great tent. So I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick. On one of our most recent backpacking trips, we came home and it was a little bit damp. So Craig set it up in the backyard to air out and dry. Left it out there for a couple of days. Came home one afternoon and our tent was gone. We were panicking. Well, we figured out that it had blown away because the wind had gotten up pretty good. It had blown away and we were afraid we would never see it again. We live out in the country, but it's a subdivision too. And so we walked the roads, seeing if we could find it in any of the trees, any of the wooded areas. We asked a couple neighbors, they hadn't seen it. So we really thought it was gone for good. Went online, found another one that we think is comparable to this one, because we thought, well, we have the rain fly, and that would be an extra rain fly, so let's try to get one that it'll fit. Ordered it, was on clearance for $300 at REI. It shipped yesterday, and today a neighbor came by and said he found it. It had blown across the road, and he gave it back to us. So now we have 2 tents, which is fine by me. I like having an extra. Anyway, moral of the story, if you set up your tent to dry, make sure you take it down pretty quickly so that the wind doesn't carry it off. All right, let's get into the pads. So Craig uses the big Agnes Q Core SLX. It's 25 by 78. It's an insulated pad, and it weighs in at 1.65 pounds. And that is the pad he uses every single time we go. It is approximately 3 inches thick, I believe, when it's blown up all the way. The pad I've been using the most frequently is the Nemo Tensor 25L, which is 25 inches wide, and it's the long version. Don't laugh at me, I'm 5'3", but I still like a long pad. It weighs in at 1.2 pounds, and it is also insulated. Now, in Texas, we could use non-insulated, and I do have a couple of the ultralight ones of Nemo. They weigh just a little bit less, but in general, we just take these and we're good. Craig uses the Nemo Fusion 30 degree Down Tech long, and that sleeping bag weighs in at 2.53 pounds. I'm using the UGQ Quilt 10 degree Ultima Down 850 fill, and it is 1.65 pounds. It has the overstuffed foot box, and I love UGQ because they use the comfort rating, not the survival rating. So when you get a 10 degree, it's a 10 degree and you're comfortable. So I can use this for anything under 40 degrees. I can use this and I can still vent it and it's still comfortable for anything I'm going to be doing. Non-cold weather, I also have a UGQ 50 degree 800 fill, and it weighs in at 0.9 pounds, so less than a full pound. And it is the short version because I figure with warmer weather, I don't really need to pull it up over my head like I do. Now Craig's current backpack he's using is the Gregory Baltoro. It weighs in at 5.6 pounds and it's a 65 liter. I'm using the Waymark Lite 50 liter and it's 1.87 pounds. That is our big three that we are using right now. Now I'm also going to add a little tidbit and show you the 2-person tent that Craig and I will use or have used on solo backpacking trips. I just did my first solo, and I will go over the tent that I used and the tent that Craig used on his first solo, and we'll continue to use in the future for solos. Okay, so the tent that I've been using is a Tire Wall 2 Platinum. This, as you can see, it is a semi-freestanding. As to get the full effect of the bathtub, you need to stake out the 2 front corners, and it gives you more room. But this just gives you an idea of the capacity. I love the headroom. It has a little light diffuser pocket right here. It has the privacy screen at the bottom. Now that can be a con in the summertime when it's hot because you're not going to get as much ventilation as you would if it were all screen, but it does help with privacy. The thing I have noticed though with Big Agnes tents, we have 3 right now, 3 or 4. And the ultralight tents for Big Agnes, they have a really delicate, I would say, material as opposed to the Nemo, which I'm about to show you, which is the one that Craig likes to use as a solo. Now, these are both 2-person, but I cannot even imagine putting 2 people in them, but hey, whatever. Oh, I guess you might want to know how much this weighs. This tent with the rain fly, and the stakes and everything weighs 2.2 pounds. All right, this is the one that Craig likes to use when he is sleeping alone, and it is the Nemo Hornet 2-person tent. Anyway, as you can see, it is also a semi-freestanding. To get the full effect, you would need to stake out the sides a little bit and the front corners. But as I said earlier, the material on this one just feels more durable than the Big Agnes does, but they both weigh in at 2.2 pounds. So they're both great options for a single person. Now, again, it's a 2-person, but I can't imagine fitting 2 comfortably. You could do it if you needed to, but I can't imagine doing it very often. Now this one, again, just like the other 2, has 2 doors, 1 on each side, so you can enter or exit wherever you want. Has a light diffusing pocket up here, and then I believe, let's see, I believe it has it has a side pocket over there for small things. It has another one right here. So those are the 3 tents that we are currently using the most frequently. So thank you so much, Cameron, for thinking of us and tagging us in this tag video. I apologize that it has taken us so long. I honestly did not realize it was so long. I knew that it was well overdue, but I did not realize it had been as long as it has. So again, I apologize for that. We're going to tag a couple of newer channels. Just if you would, go check them out. They're doing really well. A lot of really, really good content. One is Jeremy Woodall, and I believe he just finished his Washita Trail through hike. He was hiking that for a cause, and that cause is called Hiking for Homes. So check out his channel, check out his cause. It's a really good cause, and I really, really love the way he edits his videos and his content, and he seems like a really fantastic person. The second channel we're going to tag is Jimbo 138. He's been putting out a ton of great content, most of it in Arkansas, which we love as well. He's been doing a lot of the trails we've done in the past and going to in the future, but he's really been putting a lot into his videos, and I know that he's done a lot of upgrading recently with his big 3. So if you would like to do a video and tell us about your big 3, Jeremy and Jimbo, we would love to hear it. If you don't want to do the tag video, no worries there at all. We enjoyed doing this for Cameron, so I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks again. Bye.